Hello everyone, welcome back to another speed build. Today we are building a classic style home here in Newcrest. I'll be honest with you all, this build was done like back in January of this year. Yeah, it's been like 10 months ago. And I think I did it over like New Year's Eve and day-ish. Like I said, I have like multiple builds for you all. I just gotta sit down and edit them in between my studying and my full-time job. But I do want to take a moment to say thank you for all of those who watched the last video. Thank you each and every one of you. I was very surprised by the amount of views that video got, which is super cool. So I do want to take a moment and just say thank you for watching it. So for this build, I just remember wanting to build a very classic or colonial style build. And like even when I saved it, I literally put on their old money. So I'm assuming it was like an aesthetic thing going on about that time of the year or late last year. That was pretty trending. Although I think it's still a thing since I've been looking over on Pinterest as I've been looking at like styles and themes. So there's that. At the end of this build, I'm starting to add like photos of the next house that I am planning to show you all as to keep you all in the know what's coming next. That way I kind of don't leave you all in the dark. Plus, I do have a Stardew Valley challenge type video coming soon. I know my channel is a sim-ish channel, but realistically, I'm supposed to have fun, really. I know we all should be in a niche type of thing, but I feel like there's a niche called cozy games, so I do want to branch out and do both. But Stardew Valley type of content probably only gonna be posted like once a month, once every other month. It just depends, because it takes a lot. I didn't realize how long and how strenuous it is to record those videos. Like actual Stardew Valley channels, I don't know how they do it, so I give them all the credit. Alright, now officially back on this home. There are 4 bedrooms, 4 bathrooms, and a little cozy study area upstairs. 2 offices. So it's a very his and her themed type office. Her office is very cozy and very education based, where I think I made her as a best-selling author or even a doctor. I'm not sure. I just noticed a lot of books there. As for him, I think I went with a CEO-ish type of guy or a very well-known programmer based on his green and darker theme office that's very gamer-ish. But I honestly cannot tell y'all what I was thinking when I was building this house because it's so long ago. But if I were to pick my favorite areas in this home, to be honest, it's kind of hard because I couldn't really pick just one. I just know the amount of details that I put into this home, I couldn't have been working. Like I might have been off those days because unfortunately my job, sometimes we work the holidays. So for me to be that relaxed and building, I must have been super happy being off of work. But yet in this home is very soft green and soothing to the eye with some nice decorations. Like I put a lot of love into this house and the details it's actually surprising how much I put into it. Like I still put the effort into these houses that I build. It's just I try to make it playable now. And what I really love about the backyard is it's just super nice and very romantic in style. Like it's a blend of different styles all in one. That's very soothing. But yeah, I gotta give you all a little backstory for this home. Well, I'm kind of winging it, but I'm going based off of what I've seen and kind of how I built things. My goal is to make this house to make sense to you all. And the reason why I actually potentially built it. Maybe this couple met in college and they were best friends throughout college, but eventually fell in love with each other. I know the usual love story. Bear with me, y'all. And after college, they were together, but they were both very focused on building into their careers, as one went into either the medical or becoming a best well-known author, while the other went and started their own business and ended up doing very well. Eventually, they took the plunge and bought an older home, and over the years, they really put some love and effort into making it their own. The only reason I said they bought an older home as to I rarely see homes like this or built as much. Like there's a couple homes where I grew up that are kind of built like this, but they're on the outskirts and they're kind of falling apart and people are actually currently buying them, which I don't know how in this market, but they are buying them and they're really kind of fixing them up. But yeah, a lot of like luxurious and current homes that are very modern or very detail oriented, they're not box style like this anymore. They're a little bit more eye-catching or very detail oriented. So this very square and sharp home is on a very classic style that was very popular many years ago. Now, as they work on building onto this home, they've had some kids and they've had 3 kiddos with unique styles for each one. Like you can see how the love from their home has really been put into their kids, and now they can kind of express and design their own rooms and even bathrooms. For instance, this exterior decor was really inspired by Pinterest and their landscaping photos and videos I watched. I was thinking keeping things very clean with some heights and blendings with colors for the plants. Over time, you'll see me sharpen certain areas as I like to stick to sharper lines for classic style homes. Of course, with modern homes, I also do it, but I feel like it's perfect for this house specifically. Of course, I put some extra love into the backyard where a pool must be needed, just like adding a fountain to the front of the house. I mean, whenever I see a fountain in front of a house, I think money. So, which kind of fits with the old money style. Also, I know this video is like 30-ish minutes long. I try not to make really long videos and cut out all my indecisive moments where I'm like swatch testing and trying to figure out what I like the most, because I'm really picky. But I do hope you like this build. It's actually one of my favorite builds I've done so far. I just haven't showed you all, unfortunately. And of course, you can find this build on my channel or on my gallery under Lumvia, where you can find all my other builds that I've done in the past if you're really interested. And of course, I would love you all to like this video so it can kind of branch out and show other people. And your support is always appreciated. Like I usually start most of my builds, we are starting here in the kitchen. I went with these soft green cabinets that are a bit updated and modern that came from the Home Chef Hustle stuff pack. Oof, I had a hard time for a second there. I really love these cabinets for a modern to an updated style kitchen since these swatches look so good in these colors. Plus, I love the darker tiling as it really made the green pop. As for why this camera seems a bit off, I really don't know. Although I think I had some OneDrive issues earlier this year, so it may be related to that. Because it may go up on the cloud, but it does not mean it renders back out of the cloud. I don't know. I was just fighting with this file. I remember that much. But fortunately, you all can see the end result of how everything turned out in the screenshots at the end, because I added a lot more details than what you all are seeing currently. For me, I wanted this kitchen to be very soothing and easygoing for kiddos and the family kind of maybe want to cook together and just make it a family experience. Moving on over into the dining room, I continue with this soft green from the kitchen into this area with these gorgeous chairs that came from Dream Home Decorator Game Pack, which is probably one of my favorite game packs for decorating wise. Game wise, not so much. The interior designer career, it glitched on me the other day. I don't want to talk about it. I really love how sitting this area turned out, as I can see a family sitting together and enjoying their dinner, sharing about their day, or even a business dinner for adults. It's very clean and how I would imagine like an old money style aesthetic would go about if you want a little color using the color green. As for this entry area, that's super simple. Of course, I brought the color green out here in this area along with some darker wood elements from the dining room to the entryway. So I kept it fairly simple for this, but I do end up adding more details based on in the end screenshots. The living room is a bit compact and tight-ish, but I kind of like it because it looks more filled out with all the furniture that was added in this area. I absolutely love this furniture set. I'm starting to think I love it so much because it's a full set, because y'all know, we don't always get a full set. We usually get the sofa and a chair, but we don't get a love seat, and that really bothers me sometimes. Like, if you're a simpler, we make it work. But it's the details, it's the small things that makes a difference sometimes, definitely when you're building. But yeah, this set actually came from the Cozy Kish top tier kit. I call it top tier because it is. And once I started to add all the decor items to this room with the perfect bookcase, it kind of pulled the room together, and I really love how this looks. I'll say it again, I must have been off of work at this time because the extra details I've added to this room is just nice. I even like that it still has that salt green look from the walls, but it's not overwhelming. The dark wood furniture came from the book nook kit, and with that, I hope you all enjoy this little living room space. Now we are moving on over to her office. I went with this green and blush pink type of color for her office, and I wanted a very cozy area where she could write her next best-selling book. And of course, I added these stacks of books that she loves to read. I believe this stack of books came from the book nook kit. And I kind of have it spread around as if she's kind of drawing some inspiration, or even she enjoys reading in her downtime. So I figure, why not add some extra books? Of course, I added a desk to her office just for her to have a little area to continue writing, and I had to give her a laptop as I feel like she might be traveling and would love to write on the go. As for his office, I kept it pretty dark and themed like I mentioned earlier. I of course used a lot of items from the Comfy Gamer kit, as I figured maybe have an office area for him to do some work for his business, but he also enjoyed gaming. So I wanted to blend both ideas into one little area, and I think it turned out pretty good. Like, you'll even see me add like a corner area where he can sit down and maybe read to his kiddos. Overall, I really like how this whole little area turned out. This small hallway area was honestly something I threw together where I knew I needed the green theme, but not to make it super busy in such a small space. I of course grabbed the bed that came from Dream Home Decorator, and I wanted to still use the color green, but instead of going darker, I wanted to add a very light and relaxing area just for the bedroom. Then over in the corner, you'll see I love this love seat that fits perfectly in this area that came from Tiny Living Stuff Pack. Again, you'll see me add some final decorations for the master bedroom. And I believe the dresser is from For Rent. It still got the little Scandinavian style which kind of goes with the bed. Now we are working on a teen bedroom. So I went with this full-size bed for a teen for the first time in like forever. I just had to. With all this space, I needed to be able to use it all. Then I went with this abstract blue bed because it's different from any colors I've used before, and I was super excited to make this room a bit unique and different. So it's kind of like the opposite of what her parents have kind of brought her up in. Everything's very clean and soft looking. As for her bedroom, that bold blue with some amazing designs is a little bit outside of what her parents would normally do. So I wanted to make this teen kind of experimenting of learning who they are and what they like. And I can imagine this teen doing some extreme sports, or is very adventurous and very environmentally influenced. So I decided to create an infant bedroom because why not? I made it fit into this very green to blue aesthetic, color pattern that's been going on throughout this house. It's a very simple room with hints of orange dropped in, and I love these decals that make this room super fun. And I believe these decals are from Growing Together. And the furniture itself is all base game, except for the rocking chair, which I think that came from Nifty Knitting or Cottage Living. So with this older child bedroom, I decided to make it a very cowboy theme, which is a bit different and fun, as it's something I have never done before as a build just yet. Well, actually I might be wrong, I'm not sure. I built so many kids' bedrooms. Don't think I've made a cowboys theme one before, but I probably have. I might have made a girl version of it, a cowgirl version. But yeah, well, we have another cowboy theme if that's the case. I know I have a tendency to enjoy earthier tones for kids just because I like to make their rooms a lot comforting and soothing for them. Also, if I don't have a theme or aesthetic in mind, it's super easy to really kind of build a room together. So we're going to go on over to this little quiet side library area. This little space was a very last minute add when I was building and choosing rooms, I think. I figure it's a bit different from my usual builds, And there's even an opening area where usually I put a door, but I made it an archway. That way it's like an easy little area for anybody to come in, sit down, read a good book, and it's a bit different from my normal builds. Like, I even love how all of the furniture items work together, as it's very neutral with hints of vibrant colors throughout it. But I really love how this love seat that I added here is so cute. And if you are curious as to where it came from the Cats and Dogs expansion pack. We're continuing this green theme, which I love how this mirror and table matches perfectly. Of course, I'm adding some items on top that really fits well in this area. That way we fill up this empty space. You know, we have to add a bookcase and an heirloom chair in the corner you'll see me add. That actually looks really good beside the green end table. I wanted to add something a bit different in this area because why not add something that's passed down from the previous generation that's fitting for a classic home. Although if you keep watching, you'll see me end up switching out or moving around because I realized that I had no space for an actual laundry room. So I do make some slight adjustments over time. So I ended up making this quick little laundry room area right here in the corner just because I realized it wouldn't have fit with everything I wanted and planned for the master bathroom. It's a pretty simple laundry room with all the key items it will need along with some softwood tones I've been using throughout most of this build. Of course, the items that I use for this room from the Laundry Day stuff pack. As for this master bathroom, I really wanted to add a corner bathtub since I've never really used one in a build before, but unfortunately I realized there was no space probably for a stand-up shower also. So we're back to using the classic and my favorite combo shower and bathtub. Then I'm adding a lot of decor items for this bathroom, which is a lot compared to what I normally do now. I try not to add so much decor items to my current builds since I really like to make sure people can actually play and move things around for their comfort. I don't expect people to keep the interior of these builds that I create the same, like even when I download builds from the gallery, because sometimes I just want to use other people's builds. I do switch things around or change rooms around to benefit my gameplay. So I try not to make it super cluttered, that way it's easier for players to do what they want. As for this kids' bathroom, I wanted to make it super fun for the kids, which a lot of the items came from the Growing Together expansion pack, which makes complete sense since it's very family oriented in gameplay. Yeah, I really love how colorful and fun this bathroom is. I usually have a tendency to make all my bathrooms the same and then add some kid elements to make them stand out from the master or the extra bathrooms. But yeah, I really love how this bathroom turned out. And if you are curious about the wallpaper, it came from the Snowy Escape expansion pack. Moving right along to the teen bathroom, which actually goes with the bedroom colors. I figured maybe it's the teen's favorite color and I didn't want to complicate decorating this bathroom, so it's a very light blue in color and super clean. This downstairs bathroom gave me the hardest time apparently. As you all can see me move things around. I'm not sure what caused me to be so confused or trying to make adjustments, but I like how it turned out in the end. I made a personal style shower, which is a bit different from my usual bathrooms, but I actually end up liking it because of how it's set up with the bathtub also. Overall, it's still pretty simple because it's still on the main floor. Of course, I had to add another greenhouse for you all. Honestly, it wouldn't be fitting for a home this size to not have a greenhouse. It just wouldn't make sense. I'm not sure who is gardening, but I figured maybe it will be a hobby for a teen and the kids to do together in the future. Like, I really can't see the parents gardening unless they have a gardener to do all the work for them. As you all can see, I end up getting rid of some of the lounge area by the pool and changed it for a garden area kind of like thing for a swing set for a little extra something for the kids. And I'm doing some final decorating, of course you'll see. And again, if you are interested in downloading this build, of course you can find it on the gallery under Linvia. As of course we'll be moving into the screenshots. And with that, if you liked this video and maybe it made you smile, leave a cozy little like and subscribe to join the Soft Soul Squad. Until next time, stay cozy, dreamy, and kind. Bye y'all.